Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a good question in here from Jason Brunt. He writes in the comments and says, I'm having the hardest time deciding between the G85 and the EOS M5. So that's the new Canon EOS M5. I rented both the 80D and the G85 for testing as a vlogging camera. 80D is way too big, but that AF is very confidence inspiring. The G85 form factor is amazing, but I'm still not in love with the AF, specifically setting it down quickly and addressing the camera. I just feel like it still has moments of acquiring focus and then pulsing out for a split second here and there. Question: if the upcoming EOS M5 is an 80D and the G85 form factor, is that the way to go? Based on the information I've seen and read, I'm assuming the M5's AF is the exact dual pixel AF in the 80D, right? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Keep up the great content. Thanks. And then actually we had a good response in from another viewer who's responded already. Hassan Al-Awadi, hope I'm saying that right, Hassan, said if you don't care about 4K, go and get the M5 because crop factor is 1.5, Canon lenses are nice, low light, and dynamic range is better. In addition, best video audio focus system in any mirrorless camera, dual pixel AF. And basically, Jason, I agree with Hassan pretty much 100%. If 4K is not an issue to you, then the EM5 is a great option. It's actually really a shame that Canon has crippled it this way and not given us 4K. I see why, because if the M5 came out with 4K, nobody would be interested in I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people that have gone out and spent money on the 5D Mark IV would be looking at an M5. Now, they should be more forward-thinking because a lot of people with a 5D Mark IV would probably buy an M5 as a secondary camera. Maybe they should have thought of it that way, and it could have increased sales. But instead, Canon's acting like a scaredy pants, and they did not give the M5 4K video. And I think it's getting to the point we're almost there where, in another year or two, 1080 is not going to be the de facto standard. Every camera is going to have 4K. We're not quite there yet. Some manufacturers are. Panasonic's pretty much there. But a lot of cameras are still... a lot of manufacturers are keeping their low end. Like, look at the D3400. Brand new camera does not have 4K. Nikon. Canon's even worse because nothing has 4K in the lower end. And they crippled the 5D Mark IV severely for its 4K. The EM5, not the EM5, the M5 it's a beautiful little camera. And I'm actually very interested in one, but for the fact of 4K. So what Hassan said is correct. If you're not crazy about 4K, if you don't feel 4K is necessary, where I'm kind of at the point where I'm at the point where I feel 4K is very necessary. You want to future-proof yourself, and right now 4K is fast becoming the norm. And what happens, when you're still shooting 1080 and 6K and 8K are coming out now? You're getting antiquated. It's like being in the current day and still shooting 720 or even the old 640, like old resolution. Do you want to do that? Do you want to be putting out some content's not as sensitive for it? Maybe vlogging isn't, but I think a lot of content, especially stuff that isn't time sensitive in the sense of stuff that's going to be pertinent years down the road and isn't for instance, if I'm talking about a D3400 in a few years, not too many people will be watching that video because there'll be a newer one out. If I'm talking about how to take a good photo or tips on photography or what is aperture or something that there's no time, there's no expiry date on it because it's going to be pertinent down the road, I want that in 4K so that somebody isn't looking at it later and thinking it looks antiquated simply because it's in such a small resolution, an old format. So I think 4K is very important, and that's probably why I won't buy an M5. I probably will get one in for testing. But if you don't have an issue with 4K, certainly that dual pixel AF is very sweet, and I wish that Canon had that in the 80D with 4K. The M5 may even be better dual pixel AF than the 80D. It's a newer update, so I'm not sure. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it may be, and we'll have to see. I'm going to get that in for testing. Maybe I'll get both bodies in and see how it goes. But that's my thought on it. If 4K isn't an issue for you, then by all means, great camera. If it is, you know, you're going to get better value for your money in a G85 or even in a G7. You know, if you don't need some of the advanced features of the G85 that it's brought, such as IBIS, the G7 is still an incredible 4K package for great value. I love that camera still. As much as I love my G85 that I'm filming this with, still love the G7. Anyways, guys, what do you think? Do you agree with myself and then our viewer Hassan that if you're not concerned about 4K, that the M5 is a good way to go? Or do you think that is there other reasons not to get the camera? Or do you just disagree that you should disregard 4K? That 4K, like I was saying, you should, you know, 4K is where it's at. You should have a camera that shoots 4K. Let me know in the comments below. Let's hear your thoughts on this and on the M5. Thanks for your question, Jason. Thanks for your response, Hassan. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back soon here at outoftheimage.com.